I'm so excited to be here with you. If this is your first time catching me, let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Shamala. I am the founder and the CEO of the EQ Code. And if you have been following me for a little bit, if you have been following along on my journey, you will know that there is quite a bit happening in the background. There has been a pretty significant shift inside of our company, inside of our brand. Um, and so many of you have reached out to personally ask me about all of that. So, whether it's from the podcast, our private Facebook group, even some of you inside of our private programs, and definitely here on Instagram. So, it's no secret, especially not today. Today is the day of the big reveal. We had actually planned as a team, as a company, to reveal what is happening inside of the EQ code a little bit later on. But honestly, the energy for me is so big around this new dimension that we are adding to the EQ code. The energy around what has been happening in the background of my own life just feels honestly so big. I'm getting ready to go away on vacation for about 10 days. We leave in a couple of days, and I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it. During the time that I'm going to be away with my family, I will be unplugging. I will be, probably in creation mode because that is how my brain works. And I could no longer hold the energy of all of this without sharing it with you. And so that's what I really want to do today. I'm so excited to share with you what we are bringing as a company, as a brand, into all of the programs, all of the things that we deliver inside of the EQ code. And that's really what I want to share with you today. And before we jump into that, I need to give you the backstory because if you have been part of my work in any capacity, so whether it's over at the psychotherapy clinic or whether you have simply been following along my journey here inside of the EQ code, you will know that everything that I bring to my life professionally has a personal story attached to it. Everything that I bring into any work that I do is something that I would have personally tried. I'm deeply committed to leading from a place of self leadership. Really, I'm committed to leading from a place where I try on the things, I practice the things that I bring to you, and that I only bring to you things that feel deeply aligned. And so, as I have been growing the EQ Code brand, as I have been personally growing inside of this business, I realized that for me personally, there was a missing piece to my own puzzle. Okay. There was something that, despite all of the training that I had, despite all of the education that I had, despite all of the different modalities that I was trained to use and that we do use inside of both businesses, I still felt like there was a big piece that was missing for me. And this became really evident for me when I retired from one to one practice. So that would have been in very early 2021. I'm losing track of time. 2021, February 2021 is when I retired from one to one psychotherapy practice. There, of course, was a lead up to all of that and lots of planning in the background. But it wasn't until I really stepped away from my own private practice as a licensed therapist that I really tapped into what was missing for me. I really tapped into this frequency and this experience of there is a piece of the puzzle for me personally and professionally that was missing. And so I would say just being aware of that, becoming aware of that, and really tapping into that as a lived experience for me is what started me on the journey of this new discovery, this new dimension that I have brought into my own life, into my relationships. I've brought it in, and I've absolutely brought it into my business. And so when you look at the shift in my branding, when you look at the shift in my messaging, you can begin to see hints and you can begin to see nuances of this change. You can begin to see that energetically something feels very different. And so once I recognized and realized that there absolutely was a puzzle piece that was missing for me. Once I realized that, there were a couple of other realizations that really led me to making the decision to incorporate this new dimension into the EQ Code brand. So, the first realization that I made, and it was a realization that sort of unfolded slowly for me, it unfolded over time. And it was the realization that, regardless of what strategies we use, okay, regardless of what strategies, interventions we employ, whether it's in our life, in our relationships, or particularly, I was really finding this in my business, that it didn't really matter what strategy we were using if we were not energetically plugged in and energetically aligned. Okay. So, this was the really first big sort of realization that I made that sort of set me on this path towards discovering this dimension that was really missing for me personally as well as professionally. It was this idea that you know, strategies will always fall flat if we are not energetically plugged in, if we are not energetically aligned with the work that we are doing. And so that was a huge piece for me. It was just understanding that, I was absolutely beginning to feel like I was moving towards burnout in my own business. I was beginning to feel like I wasn't excited with the traditional marketing strategies. Not only not excited, I was beginning to feel like the traditional ways of marketing to people and the traditional ways of holding your position in the marketplace were beginning to feel actually really misaligned for me on a very, very deep level. I see your comment there, Dr. Jen. And it took a lot of courage for me to actually really tap into that and to slow down and to ask myself, what is it about this that doesn't feel right? Like, what is it about this that feels inauthentic? What is it about all of this sort of traditional way that we are taught to lead ourselves and the traditional ways that we are taught to lead our business that are just feeling like a real mismatch for me. Like, why am I not excited about my business? Why am I not excited to wake up and really step into my purpose and my mission and my vision every single day? And it was this piece here is that for me, I was not energetically aligned with the traditional ways of leading a business, especially a service based business. And so that was realization number one that was really huge for me. And I'll tell you, it really did take me some time to have enough courage to really admit that to myself. I have invested a lot of time, energy, and resources into traditional business coaching. I had up until this point invested in different business coaches, different business programs, different masterminds, and while they were led by incredible, talented women, there was always something missing for me personally. Something for me didn't quite click. Something for me didn't quite fit. And then this really led me into what I would say is sort of my second realization. And my second realization is that I could feel that I was being called to a deeper level of leadership, number one, and a deeper level of service in my industry. I could feel that I was really being called to something that felt bigger than myself. I had this internal sense that my mission here on this planet is actually not just about the Kiro Psychotherapy Clinic. It's not just about the EQ code, that it really is about shifting the paradigm in terms of how we experience ourselves as leaders, how we choose to lead ourselves, how we choose to lead our business, and how we choose to lead our life. And that there was a deeper level of alignment and a deeper level of integration that is possible for all of us, and that we could live lives and lead businesses that felt really, really good. We could wake up every day without this angst or this anxiety or this stress that so many entrepreneurs feel, and that we could actually lead our lives and lead our business from a place of energetic alignment. And so that was the second big realization that I had that really began to shift things for me. And I would say this second realization that I had really propelled me and my business into an entirely new dimension, not even an entirely a new direction, but an entirely new dimension. And the second realization was really that in order for me to access and unlock this deeper sense of alignment that my soul was really looking for, I needed to dial in my energetics. I really needed to dive deep into the field and into the area of energetics. And so, if you have been following us inside of the EQ code, you know that we have always led with emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the crux of what we do, it's the crux of what we teach. It's actually the crux of what we believe is necessary in order for us to amplify our success in every area of our life. So, we have always been deeply committed to really bringing leading edge skills in terms of emotional intelligence, particularly for female leaders and entrepreneurs. And so, as I had been leading myself through the area of emotional intelligence, really deepening my skills, deepening my ability to mentor other women in the area of emotional intelligence, what became more and more evident to me and more clear to me in this area is that the missing piece of the puzzle for me, the missing piece of the puzzle for so many of the women that I was working with was the area of energetics, energetic mastery. And so the expansion that we are making inside of the EQ code is we are bringing a leading edge, cutting edge modality into our work all around emotional mastery to really help you access energetic mastery. And so the modality that I am bursting inside with, the modality that has truly transformed my own life, it is from the inside out transforming the way that I lead my business, is the human design system. The human design system. I have been waiting to share these words and this dimension and this very, very exciting addition to our brand with you, friends, for months. It has been really this journey towards human design, and really the journey of human design finding me has happened over the course of well over a year. I would say probably about a year and a half now, if I look back at my own journey. But the realization that this is the next dimension of the EQ code, this is the new layer of the EQ code, really became clear to me over the last few months as I have been studying human design. I have been working with my own human design coach and mentor, and I have been working very hard in the background to become certified as a human design specialist and expert. So, You're gonna be hearing so much more from me about human design in the coming weeks and months, but I wanted to share that this is the new dimension. This is the new addition that we are bringing into the EQ code, and in fact, we are going to be fusing and infusing human design into everything that we do. So, you would know that we are currently promoting a flagship program called the Power Portal. The Power Portal is on sale right now for 50% off. If you were not aware, it is a 1 year membership program. We have added an additional layer to this program of human design. So, inside of the Power Portal, not only will you get access to the skills related to emotional intelligence, so these are skills all around emotional mastery, assertive communication, and relationship management. We are now going to be adding in the dimension of human design so that we can really help you to amplify your power, amplify your potency, amplify your magnetism. And the reason I am so excited about this is because I have had my own like lived experience of the power um, that can be unlocked for us personally when we understand our unique energetic blueprint. So, if you are new to human design, I would love to know. Reach out and let me know. What do you know about human design? Do you know what your own human design is? I am a 6-2 projector with an emotional authority. That is my human design. There's so much more that I want to tell you all about that. But to start, I would love to know, what is your human design? What do you know about human design? What do you want to learn about human design? And I want to simply tell you this in today's conversation. The reason I decided to integrate human design into the work around emotional intelligence is because of the type of system it is. So, human design is essentially, it combines this. Dr. Jen's asking, what is it? Human design combines the science of astrology with the chakra system and along with quantum physics. Okay. So it is a combination of different systems and different modalities. And what it allows us to do is get your unique genetic map as it relates to your energetics. So each and every one of us has a unique human design that we can look up, we can access our body graph. And so, as a human design specialist, what I will be integrating into my work with clients, particularly as I deliver masterminds and in my private mentorship, human design will be infused in all of these offerings. I will be able to pull and have a look at your unique blueprint energetically so that I can begin to now support you energetically in terms of how you are designed to respond to the world around you, how you are designed to actually engage effectively in your relationships, and how you're actually designed to make decisions as they relate to your business. So, the biggest thing that human design gave me is this incredible sense of clarity around how I am meant to lead myself in my life and in my business, as well as in my relationships. But for me, I was really seeking human design to help me understand myself as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. How am I uniquely designed to show up in the online space, right? Where does my power lie when it comes to connecting with my clients? How am I meant to make decisions in my business? How am I meant to lead myself through different areas of marketing and messaging, and all of those sorts of pieces? There is a huge, often missing dimension of energetics that is often left out of so many business coaching programs. And that for me was truly the missing piece of the puzzle. So, if something I have shared here today is of interest to you, send me a DM, send me a note, let me know. You are going to be hearing so much more about this incredible new dimension, this incredible new addition to the EQ Code brand. You're going to be hearing so much more from me with regards to this. So stay tuned. In the meantime, if you are ready to jump into my world with one of our most accessible programs, the Power Portal is now on sale for 50% off. So you can access this program right now for $111 a month or $1,111 for the entire year. This program is for female leaders and entrepreneurs who really want to step fully into their personal power and learn how to amplify their magnetism. All right, my friends, it was so wonderful chatting with you, and I will see you again very soon.